For the first 30 seconds of this video, imagine discovering that the most dangerous version of Harley Quinn is not the loudest, not the craziest, and not the one swinging a baseball bat in broad daylight, but the one who smiles calmly, thinks 3 steps ahead, understands everyone in the room better than they understand themselves, and knows exactly when to act and when to wait. Because in this video you will uncover how Harley Quinn's intelligence, psychological mastery, emotional manipulation, and chaotic adaptability combined to create a version of her that could outsmart Batman, outplay the Joker, and silently dismantle Gotham without anyone realizing what happened until it is already too late. And if that sounds intriguing, unsettling, and slightly terrifying, stay until the end because this story only gets darker the deeper we go. When most people think of Harley Quinn, they picture colorful outfits, exaggerated chaos, and unpredictable violence. Yet that surface-level madness is exactly why her most dangerous version is often overlooked, because beneath the jokes, acrobatics, and cartoonish insanity exists a mind trained in psychology, therapy, behavioral analysis, and emotional control, making Harley Quinn one of the few characters in the DC universe who can weaponize human weakness as effectively as any superpower. The most dangerous version of Harley Quinn is not defined by brute strength or body count, but by control, because Harley does not need to punch you to defeat you, she simply needs to understand you, learn what you fear, what you desire, and what you regret, and then gently push you toward your own downfall while laughing as if it were all just a game. This version of Harley emerges when she is fully detached from the Joker, because contrary to popular belief, the Joker was never the source of her power, but rather the chain that limited her potential, since once Harley breaks free from his influence, she becomes something far more unpredictable, no longer acting to impress, please, or obey anyone, but acting purely out of curiosity, strategy, and self-interest. Without the Joker, Harley Quinn becomes dangerously focused, because she is no longer distracted by emotional dependency, and instead channels her intelligence into long-term plans, manipulation of allies and enemies alike, and scenarios where she lets others believe they are in control while she quietly steers the outcome from the shadows. What makes this version truly terrifying is that she understands chaos not as randomness, but as a tool, because she knows when to be loud and absurd to distract attention, and when to be quiet and observant to gather information. And this balance allows her to move through Gotham like a ghost, underestimated by heroes and villains who still think she is just comic relief. In several darker interpretations across comics and alternate timelines, Harley Quinn becomes a master strategist, capable of running criminal empires, manipulating entire groups of villains, and psychologically dismantling heroes, not through direct confrontation, but through emotional exhaustion, moral dilemmas, and calculated misinformation that slowly erodes trust within teams like the Bat family. This Harley understands Batman better than most of his enemies, because she sees past the mask, recognizing his guilt, obsession, and self-imposed isolation, and instead of fighting him physically, she challenges his principles, forcing him into situations where every choice leads to suffering. Not because she hates him, but because she is curious to see how far he can bend before he breaks. The most dangerous version of Harley Quinn also understands that fear is most effective when it feels personal, because explosions and chaos fade quickly, but psychological scars linger, and this Harley leaves behind whispered doubts, broken alliances, and emotional damage that cannot be solved with a punch or a gadget. Unlike other villains who crave domination or recognition, this version of Harley thrives on experimentation, treating Gotham like a massive psychological laboratory where every crime is a test, every reaction is data, and every consequence is simply another interesting result. Her humor becomes darker, more subtle, and more unsettling, because the jokes are no longer there to entertain others, but to entertain herself, often delivered at moments when the audience realizes the situation is already beyond saving. What truly elevates this Harley Quinn above others is adaptability, because she does not cling to a single identity, ideology, or goal, constantly reinventing herself based on what the situation demands, making it impossible for heroes to predict her next move, as she can be a chaotic clown one moment, a calm therapist the next, and a ruthless mastermind shortly after. This version of Harley does not want Gotham to burn because destruction is boring. Instead, she wants Gotham to change, to twist, to reveal its hypocrisy, and to watch as heroes struggle to maintain order in a city that no longer follows predictable rules. In some of the darkest scenarios, Harley Quinn becomes a symbol rather than a person, inspiring others to embrace chaos not as madness, but as freedom, creating a ripple effect that destabilizes Gotham far more effectively than any single villain ever could. The most dangerous part is that Harley Quinn does not believe she is evil, because in her mind, She is simply honest. Honest about human nature, honest about fear, and honest about how thin the line is between sanity and madness, and this belief allows her to act without guilt, hesitation, or remorse. This version of Harley does not need powers, because knowledge is her weapon, empathy is her disguise, and unpredictability is her shield, making her one of the few characters who can stand in a room full of gods, monsters, and vigilantes, and still be the most dangerous presence there. And perhaps the most unsettling realization is that this Harley Quinn could exist quietly, without flashy costumes or public chaos, blending into society, observing, learning, and waiting, which means that if she ever decided to truly win, no one would see it coming until Gotham had already lost. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the most dangerous version of Harley Quinn, make sure to subscribe to the channel, comment your thoughts about which version of Harley you find the most terrifying, and share this video with other fans who love dark comic stories and hidden character truths. Because here we explore the side of heroes and villains that most people never dare to look at.